Garage night. Bentley. Garage night. Bentley. Garage night. Bentley.
What's the original song for that?
And then I come in and like, it's garage night.
Like super jazzy at the end? Because it's garage night.
Ooh, I like that.
Garage night, yeah.
We're garaging with you.
And then the garage door always comes up. Garage door opens.
We should have Nick Tanner get on here and do the old garage night.
He can just record himself on his phone singing it for us and send it to you.
Garage night, like the Love Boat.
Yeah. Yo, that's perfect. Have him do that.
Garage night.
Yeah, there you go.
Or do. Ba, 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 ba. This is MASH.
we would prefer the what was that China Beach intro?
Yeah, but I don't know it.
Wasn't it the helicopter and the helicopters going through? That was good.
Hawaii 5-0?
We can't talk about helicopters on this podcast anymore.
Oh, is that
somebody
a rule?
ruined it?
Jared.
Was he talking about the helicopter dance?
No, he's talking about Kobe.
Remember?
Oh, yeah. On the anniversary. On the anniversary, Jared talks about Kobe dying and, how happy he was.
He was super.
He was, thrilled.
He still was on the anniversary because we had a little side
there's
group
a
text
little
on the
group
anniversary.
text about
And
it.
Jared just doubled down.
That's crazy. He just comes home with flowers for his wife, and she's like, "What's this?" It's his anniversary. He's like, "We got married in April." And he's like, "Kobe's death?
Let's have a good dinner tonight."
Got us steaks.
Never mind. I can't even go further.
All right, everyone. Thanks for listening to the episode of Garage Night. We've got Craig Bentley.
Garage night.
And
Garage night, yeah.
And Corey Bentley. Did you want to get back on that?
I think they heard it.
And then me, Travis Kenny. Ooh, Garage
You forgot the other part of it.
Night.
Yeah.
What we should do, I was thinking about this too, is if we somehow, every once in a while, got ourselves into some metal body armor, and we were.
I don't know where this is going, but I'm in.
Is this part of our LARPing?
This is yes, and we're garage knights, and we just sit here, we clang and try to have a conversation with just a bunch of clangs.
If we have armor for all of us, we're just walking around town.
Pokemon going.
Yeah.
Well, you can Pokemon Go. We'll walk with you.
Yeah.
Dude, I swear Sean just jumped another level. I went down there. This is the type of person that he is. Just a jerk. I go buy a pizza at the Cascadia, and then I walk down to grab a drink. So they're like, "Oh, it's going to be 15 minutes." I'm like, "Cool." So I go down to Cole Street, and he's not there. I'm waiting. I waited 10 minutes. While I'm there, though, there's this gym, not an actual gym. It's Pokemon Go talk. Okay, guys? It's got Patty Mac, who's leveled up. He's got a guy in there. I destroy his guy, kick him out, and I put my guy in there. If he shows up, so now I'm ordering a beer at this point. I get my beer. No joke. Within 2 minutes, he's beaten. We're talking, and I'm thinking he's texting. He's on Facebook. I told him oh, by the way, I got your gym. Next thing I know, I look at my phone. My guy's back dead, and he loaded it up, and I'm just okay. I guess I'm stuck at this point. So how do you think that made me feel?
Good.
Funny.
Dumb.
I'm Team Sean.
So
I'm not necessarily Team Sean, although I love Sean. I'm Team not Travis.
So anybody listening out there, if you see,
that's rude.
What are you, red team?
I am a red team.
Yeah,
If you see a red team gym
full buddy cast
with full buddy cast in it, destroy him.
I double dog dare you.
Kick him out of the gym.
And then send me a message that you beat me.
Yeah, take a picture somehow. I don't know if you can do that. And then send it to Traps.
Screenshot it.
Yeah, screenshot it, send it to Traps.
Or it's not true. Send pics or it's not true.
He's so upset right now.
I don't care. I don't freaking care at all. That doesn't bother me.
What do you got to do today, Travis? Oh, I got to go get all these gyms back. People be taking them from me.
Freaking nonstop.
It took me like a year to do, and I've just gone in 1 week after everybody listened to this.
We've got a few different topics that we have. I've got random topics, but what we're going to do is we're going to do a rapid fire, warm people up. We also have a teaser. Remind everyone what the teaser was.
Oh, how Craig faked a senior project?
Oh, what a jerk. He fakes stuff all the time. He fakes our friendship, it seems like, as well. So that's pretty sweet of him.
Why I'm here all the time.
We talked about that before you got here.
I'm late. Shout out to Carrie Bentley, who also likes me as well. So, right?
Like the fake way?
All right, rapid fire.
That was funny. I wish you guys would have seen his face.
Believe it or not, the first question I was going to ask you, in what situation might you find yourself totally speechless? I was just there. I was just there contemplating if Carrie liked me or not. Have you guys been in a situation where you guys were speechless that jumps out at you, whether it was a boss or somebody that was talking to you and you just came across, like maybe like the Eagles coach, where you're an absolute imbecile and like muttered your way through it, but you were terrible at what you were trying to, I guess, answer with like that?
I'm assuming you're going to say you're never speechless.
Well, not in a scenario like that. I'm a pretty good public speaker.
Yeah. I would think, if somebody says something so stupid, but then most of the time my brain works to think of something to come back, like say something back with, like sarcastically.
But later or right then and there?
My brain usually works right then and there. So but I can see that being the only time I'd be speechless. If something's I'm like, it's so bad, I'm like, I'm just going to leave that alone.
If I was speechless, it'd probably be if somebody said something.
If he was at Harry Potter World.
Yes. Oh my gosh, this is so awesome.
This is so amazing.
If somebody said, God, if somebody said or did something.
All right, moving on.
That's the answer.
No.
Nope. Move on.
What would they say?
No, if somebody said something or did something that pissed me off so much, then I might be speechless. Like I wouldn't say anything. I'd just be like done.
I thought you didn't get mad.
No, I just saying if that's the only time I think I'd be speechless. Like I just wouldn't know what to say because I don't know.
You're so mad.
Yeah.
Because you're freaking full of red.
You know what he's mad about
Rage.
is that a listener like sends you stuff, but nobody sent like him like a Harry Potter poster.
I do not
or a Harry
want-
Potter
Guys,
shirt.
I
You
do
can hang
not
up
want
in
Harry Potter stuff.
hang it up
Guys.
right in the corner where he sits. Like
Guys.
he's upset about.
Okay,
it.
if you send me Harry Potter stuff, it'll end up here.
Yeah.
That's fine. You can have it.
I'll have it reserved for
Around
Craig.
his chair.
Okay.
I'll have it reserved for Craig. Craig's gonna wish he had the invisible cloak.
He already has
I
it.
actually do wish I had an invisible cloak. That'd be amazing.
What would you do if you had the invisible cloak? What's the first thing you would do?
We know what you would do. Follow people to the bathroom.
I would rob a bank.
What if you would rob a bank?
Yeah, let's be honest. That's what I would do.
Wow, I would.
That's just rude.
I'm being honest.
Yeah, I guess that's true. For me, I would have done that. I would have I snuck into a but you can't do that. Like I'd probably sneak into like a movie or a baseball game or something like that, basketball game.
I would
football
go to
game.
the grocery store into like the produce section and just start moving fruit around in front of people so it looked like it was floating around.
I have something better. I would walk into businesses without a mask on.
Oh,
But they couldn't see me.
But you're wearing a giant cloak, which is like a mask.
Like people don't just do that anyway. Not creative. Floating fruit is way better.
Dude, that's yeah. What if like I was the guy that followed people to the bathrooms,
What
but
do you
like
mean, what if?
but like the power was out that morning, and my my wife's like, oh hey, I was washing your invisible cloak, so I left another cloak out there,
And
I had no clue, and so I'm just thinking of I just follow a guy in or girl in. And I got like the cloak on, and they're like, "Trav, we can tell."
Why are you in the bathroom?
And why are you touching me?
You're just like giggling.
But I'd like to know how you had two cloaks.
Yeah.
Just because my wife was being thoughtful and bought me another one.
Are your cloaks just robes? Is that what it is?
Yes.
Yeah, I
oh,
thought
an
so.
invisible robe.
Yeah.
It's a floating head. Who do you think should be more widely known Like everyone should know this person. Like whether it's a musician, an actor, an athlete, maybe even a person, maybe even a podcast that that a person hosts that more people should know about. I mean, like in the area, like within the same room, right with you guys right now. I mean, who do you guys think?
I mean, on the last episode, people heard a podcast I named, and I mean, I think that should be.
That's the one.
That's the one.
Cool. Thank you. Thank you. I got to destroy that channel again.
The person I think should be more well known is Cole Street Brewery, Sean McDonald.
Yeah, he should be worldwide.
I wonder if people are sick of us when we just bring that up all the time. I feel like more people should know, and I'm just gonna say it, and this makes me sound like the biggest stan boy in the world, but I feel like more people should know who Casey Kane is. Like, I feel like that's he's just a good guy, right, guys? Right? He'll come on here at some point, right?
I'm sure if you
Quit rubbing the wall.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
You might have to take that down before you invite him over here.
I don't know. I guess I don't know who should be more widely known. Maybe my dad. That's kind of cool, right? Everyone could meet my dad. That's kind of sweet. But who would you want musician-wise, not widely known, but you're like, everyone needs to at least listen to this song or this person once. Just try it. See, I love them or love her or love them. You should try it. Mine's Kid Cudi. I love Kid Cudi. Kid Cudi is my all-time favorite. My favorite. Who's your guys' favorite music band, guy, girl that you would like be like, listen, just try out this album. If you don't like it, that's fine, but at least you listen to it.
So I listen to a lot of different music. I'll listen to anything. A lot of music is like lyrical, so I'll listen to a lot of different stuff, and then a lot of it's my mood. Like, you know, I'll go from rap, I'll listen to rock, I'll listen to Christian music. Like, it doesn't really matter. I'll listen to everything. Right. But there's a band called the Glorious Sons. It's like a kind of a rock band that I got into, and they're super good. I think more people should know them.
What are they called?
The Glorious Sons.
The Glorious Sons. What type of music is it?
Kind of just like a rock vibe to it.
Okay. Yeah. Right. All right.
I think all music should be for everybody.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, Gandhi.
Yeah, Cloak boy. Do you really have anything?
I'd listen to a whole bunch of music. I don't know one off the top of my head that everybody should listen to. They don't know.
I was listening to Shuffle Radio. Now I forget that I've had Pandora since my kids were like children, and like children, like 5 years old. When Pandora came out, it was like the coolest thing in the world, and so I got it. Listening to my kids' songs, listening to my songs. So today, or the other day, I was just turned on Shuffle Radio, like everything I've listened to in the past, and if I liked it. It wasn't even thumbprint radio. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, but it's a shuffle of things that I've listened to. It wasn't until like the last 2 seconds of the song that I realized I listened to a Hannah Montana song today in its entirety. Like it was at the very end, I'm like,
it's a good show. Also,
it was really a good show.
Disney had a lot of pretty good shows.
The brother was one of my favorite characters. He was just so dumb and funny.
The brother from iCarly, or is that just their standard for every Disney show to have a dumb brother?
Have a dumb brother. That brother for iCarly, though, he was in like he's been in a few movies, but he was in one of my favorites, Donnie Darko. Have you guys ever seen Donnie Darko?
Yeah.
Yes.
He's one of the students. That's in the auditorium.
Did you enjoy Donnie Darko?
I loved Donnie Darko.
Have you seen The Nines?
No.
Yeah, you should watch The Nines. That's pretty good too.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
It's got Dwayne The Rock Johnson in it.
See, that's why. But I like Donnie Darko because of the music. I think it ties it together. I love the weirdness of it, but I also like the actors. Like Patrick Swayze was so good in it. Like I don't know.
It's not as good as Donnie Darko, but it's just a good mind bender type of movie.
I love mind bender movies.
If I remember right, it wasn't Justin. Was that one Justin Timberlake was in too?
No, it was.
You know what I'm thinking about though.
Yeah.
There's another one like that too.
Ryan Reynolds is in it. I'm pretty sure.
In the Nines or Nines. All right, I'll check it out. Best thing, real quick. It's not summertime, but the weather's warming up. Best thing to eat at a fair. Like you go to a fair, this is what you're buying. Elephant ear is mine. Has to be an elephant ear.
I was gonna say elephant ear because that's one thing you don't get. Like a lot of things you can go get someplace else.
Yeah.
Elephant ears is one thing I remember we would go there and you didn't eat it anywhere else other than going there.
Yeah.
So if we're taking elephant ears off, because I would say elephant ears also, I was always a huge, and I still am. You can get them anywhere else, not just at the fair. Shaved ice, I love it.
Like a shaved ice, and also known as a it wasn't an ice cone. It was an ice. They called it a cone. Like it was like
we used to get ices from Kmart all the time. Remember those ices?
Icy juicy.
Icy juicies were a thing too. Yeah.
Shaved ice. It had another name for it.
Do you remember in elementary school the little icy juicy things you would get that like triangle shape?
Yes,
you had
you pull. Yeah, it took you for friggin' ever to like tear it. Yeah. Like you're just like, oh my gosh, you have to go just find some like jagged metal on a table somewhere, just kind of get it going.
Which wasn't that hard to find when you're at those tables.
Honorable mention: corn dog. Corn dog fairs. Corn dogs are so good, so good.
I don't do corn dogs.
Okay, but you do gas station food. But
not a corn dog.
But you
he's got priorities. And they're not corn dogs.
7-Eleven Tostitos or taquitos. I mean, sorry.
Hello,
but he bought a bag of chips too.
Yes,
he bought a bag of chips. Leave him alone.
Taquitos are good too. What job would embarrass you if one of your parents had it? Now, what we're gonna say is, what age are we gonna answer this? Because if we answer it as a kid, it's pure. It's embarrassing pure. But if we go, when we get older, we're like, well, she was a stripper. That'd be embarrassing. But we're going to answer this as if you were a teenager, 10 years old, and your parent was this, what would be embarrassing to you?
I think at that time, if you remember the old Boy Meets World episode where Sean's dad is the janitor and he's super embarrassed when he starts working at your school. I think at that age I would have been embarrassed, even though now you're like, that's just a job, like a hardworking dude doing his job. At that point, if he was at my school, I think I would have been embarrassed.
Being a janitor at
my own school, yeah.
Okay. I was kind of thinking something along those lines, yeah.
Anything that would have made them smell when they came to my sports.
Ooh, like a cow farmer, like a dairy farmer.
Any of that kind of stuff. Or you even, I mean, like Corey said, the guy's hard working, but the guys that like go do porter potties.
Yeah.
You wear stuff, it's going to get smelly. I mean, it's part of the job, but I think if they came in, because we played sports, they walked into an auditorium to watch a basketball game and everybody smelled them.
Yeah.
That is where I would be like.
Instead, everybody just heard him because you remember he used to get up and do the hurrah, and then everybody would quiet, and you would just hear our dad do hurrah.
Really?
Yeah.
Was that embarrassing?
When we were younger, I think it was.
It kind of was, and then you just got used to it. Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, guy's a Marine, big deal.
Yeah.
I think that Craig, when he was playing basketball, and he saw that guy who came in and that stunk, that was a janitor, or not a janitor, but a septic guy, tank guy. He was like, I'm gonna read just enough to not get that.
No. He had a hard time seeing him because I remember one year basketball, Craig had those Chris Sabo goggles that he wore.
Dude, I wish I still had those.
Yeah, those red Chris Sabo goggles.
So let me just tell you this quick story. I never got goggles. I should have. I have the worst eyesight in the world. I will be the first one dead if we have a zombie apocalypse, just because eventually contacts are dry out.
You won't know if it's a zombie.
I won't see it. I'll just see blur, and it will just get me.
Make sure you have your cloak.
Yes. Oh man, it was so bad. But 1 year,
I had an image of him following zombies to the bathroom when you said that. He just doesn't quit even though it's a zombie apocalypse.
That'd be such a good band metal name. Following zombies.
Bathroom zombies.
Following zombies.
Dude, I'll tell you what.
I'm telling a story.
But here's the deal. You brought up a band name.
Yeah.
So we had a conversation one night about band names. There's not a whole lot of band names you can think of that already haven't been taken.
Oh.
Right? So if you sit and you think about a band name, and most of them will be pretty cool, you look it up and it's taken.
It's a band name.
Dude, we came up with this band one time. We were talking about it. There's actually a couple different ones.
Yeah.
But one of them was Two-Wheeled Tricycle. That's an awesome band name. Somebody already has it.
Yeah.
What about Magic Surveyor?
You'd have to look it up. I don't know.
I'm sure there's a magician with that name.
What about cloaked bathroom follower.
Finish your story. I apologize. You just brought that up.
That's okay. No, so I had these glasses. I was in 7th grade, 8th grade. We played at O'Day. I think it was O'Day. All I know is it was like the first school where it was not an Enumclaw and it was not white people that were playing against.
And you had to put your glasses on?
No, I had to take my glasses off because they broke that day. And so I'm starting, I think it's JV. It's definitely JV. When I was in, this is a middle school story.
Is this a Glory Days story right here?
This is a Glory Days. No, the opposite. They would pass me the ball. I knew where I was on the court just enough to know, but I couldn't see where the hoop was. I just knew it was like it's that blurry like square over there, that rectangle. I was hucking up 3-pointers over the backboard. Like they eventually was like, okay, we're pulling Travis. I'm like, I can't see. I'm sorry. I'm doing the best I can.
Who put the blind guy out there?
Yeah, it was so bad. You know how much I got laughed. Oh man, that crowd, they were against me. It was bad. All right. Wow, this actually has what would seriously piss you off. I don't think you can say these. I don't think you can say that. All right. So, what would you like to have on? Where? Now that COVID lifts, where would be your next vacation? Where would you want to go? Like you could go tomorrow. You have the money. COVID lifts. Where are you going?
I'm going to Ireland.
Yeah, we were actually just talking about this because we were comparing between going to Ireland and to do that, like the castles and all the tours you do there. And I actually really want to go to Germany too. So I'm going to say Germany then to be different, but I would like to go to both those places.
Nice. And then yours, Ireland. Mm-hmm. Vegas for me. Like that's duh.
Aren't you going there in like a week?
I'm going. Yes. Yes. I'm super excited.
If you believe it, you can achieve it.
Boom. My mind came true, guys. What is a good reason to give someone a second chance? Let's say that someone's burned you. What is a good reason to give someone a second chance?
Because you're a good human being, and you should always give somebody a second chance.
Okay, what
I would say if you...
Wrong.
If you can see the sincerity
in their apology,
and that they really are meaning what you guys are talking about, then I for sure...
I think that a good reason to give someone a second chance if they pay you a lot of money. Like if you're like, listen... Put your money where your mouth is. If you think this is a real deal Holyfield thing, if you think this is going to be...
Like to buy your friendship back? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Like, is it like a CD where I give it to you, you draw interest, and I get my money back?
I'd say you give me your GameStop friggin' stocks right now, and we're calling it good. Or your Pokemon cards.
I'll give you a GameStop gift card. I think there's like $13 left on it.
When is a good time to give up?
Never.
Yeah. John Cena never gives up. Why would I?
I can't see him. He's always wearing an invisible cloak. A good time to give up for me is when you realize that it's just over. Like you're just like, I realized when I was playing basketball that I sucked. I'd never be anything good, and I tried so very hard, wasted so much time and energy on it. I'm like, when you realize it's not worth it. I think that's for me. School, I didn't go to college because I realized I'm going to go get myself into $100,000 worth of debt and then probably get the same exact job once I get out of college.
You knew you were already as smart as you were going to be.
Exactly. Yes, I think that's a good time to give up. These are all pessimistic ones. When would you kill yourself? No. What would you kill yourself with? No, don't answer.
Ice bullet.
Yes. Wait, that's how you murder somebody.
Well, why wouldn't I do it to myself?
I don't know how this guy died.
I got you again.
The nines got you. Was he murdered or did he kill himself? He said ice bullet on that podcast several years back. What is one thing you did that made you popular? What is that one thing?
I was born.
Okay. I'm asking the wrong. This guy. Listen, Craig thinks he's. Craig, have you?
I'll go the opposite of what he is to counterbalance this podcast. I was never popular.
No, they would know you for something. Like they would say, "Oh, here's that." People. Everyone knew. I guess I shouldn't say popular that you were like Zach Morris or Travis Kenny, and not even Screecher or Craig Bentley.
I honestly have no idea what people. There's Bentley. You worked down at Safeway.
Yeah. What is it? Is it that they've seen you?
I don't know. Most people would know me from playing basketball with me, probably.
Yeah. Do you get at the grocery store, do you get a lot of people saying, I recognize you? And then they're like, where? And then you're like, yeah, you're from Safeway. That's right.
Yeah, because we're in Safeway when that's where they recognize me at.
They'll recognize you now if you keep posting on Facebook.
Yeah, I'm going to post so much on Facebook. People are just going to come to Safeway and just want to talk to me.
Hey, you're that guy with the black and white picture from 2012.
Where you're pondering so much. I want to get to know you because you look like you're super interesting.
Did you know what? That's what made you popular in my mind.
Yeah. And now I'm coming to buy fruits and vegetables so I can talk to you.
You know what I'm hoping is going to make me popular?
What's that?
This podcast.
No.
Yeah, I hope you're going to make me popular.
Let me just tell you this. Let me dash those dreams for you right now.
They were dashed before I did this.
Okay, good. Okay,
I got a cool car. I'm popular.
This podcast is not a popular podcast. Newsflash. You're like, I'm out.
What if Craig's bar for popular is set lower?
Yes.
What if it's like...
it's obviously set lower if we're here.
I want 5.2 people to know who I am.
And then that's for him. He's popular. It's all your mindset.
I did it. Yeah. Carrie, I did it.
Positive attitude.
I could be popular
Steaks
with
tonight.
0 people because I consider myself popular.
He looks in the mirror, just straight up popular.
I like me. My mom likes me.
She likes him more than me.
What gets incredibly difficult with age or increasingly difficult with age? For me? Okay, go ahead.
I was going to say getting up and being stiff and trying to stretch.
Are we talking about, you said getting up?
Everything.
Because that is getting increasingly harder.
My hips and hamstrings are ridiculous right now. I can't, like when I was 20, I didn't care. I never stretched for anything. Now I have to stretch for like an hour before I go do something.
That is rough. Yeah. It is rough. Yeah, I don't even stretch because I don't do anything. I'm like,
I don't want to stretch. So I'm just not going to do anything.
Exactly. I'm like, so you guys want to go do that? I'm like, got the stretch? Yeah. No.
I'm probably
Nothing's difficult. I'm Craig.
Reading.
Hey, just because I didn't do it never meant it was difficult.
I can read.
See, it's EGLES. Go Eagles.
Difficult as you're getting older.
Keeping your opinions to yourself.
That's always been difficult.
I get to see Craig going through his mind right now. He's like, to stop getting better looking, to stop being better at things. What do you got?
No, honestly, it's the idea of sports. You know, you can't go out and do what I could do 10 years ago.
And you don't recover anymore.
Yeah, I think that's the big thing, too. I can go out and try to do what I did 10, 15 years ago, but like the next morning...
Drinking is the same thing. You don't recover like you did anymore.
I'm so much opposite of that.
You recover better now?
Oh, man.
Well, it's because you drink a White Claw.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm telling you, if you catch me down on Cole Street, catch me outside.
I've been down there with you.
Yeah, when I'm making up stories that your freaking wife asked me to Tolo, I'm probably drunk.
You just condition your body so well to not stretching, but to drinking.
Yes. Guys, listen. I told my body, and so my doctor goes, what's your goal? And I'm like, it's not stretching. What can I do to continue drinking and just recover back? So
Pedialyte all day.
For me, it's increasingly harder for me to sleep in. I used to be able to sleep in to like 10 a.m. when I was a kid. I remember going like, even in my head, I'm like, when I'm an adult, I'm going to sleep in on Saturdays till like noon. And now I wake up at 6 and I'm like, anxiety hits and I'm like, oh, I got to get this done. Oh, I got to get up. You know, the anxiety gets me out of the bed more than anything at this point. So yes, increasingly harder to sleep in.
Do you think you could sleep longer though if your thoughts were more like you didn't have all those thoughts jumping in? Could you sleep in longer, you think?
Yeah. I think about the podcast like 92% of the day, just like in random thoughts. That's on a good day. I think about I think my mind never shuts off. So once I wake up, like my mind immediately engages, and then I'll start just thinking about like 45 different things.
Do you think in pictures?
So
when you think about the podcast, you see our faces?
Yeah. I do.
Just making sure.
Yes, and the casting couch. By the way, you passed.
I put a lot of work in to get here. I stretched a lot.
It was complete dedication. Yeah, that was actually good.
Yeah.
Very funny. Craig over here is trying not to puke. What is the best song you don't currently have in your music collection? I don't know.
Mbop by
Mbop.
Hanson.
That you don't have in? There's a new Foo Fighters album coming out, and they released one of the songs. I don't have it. It's not out yet, but it's pretty good.
Did you guys ever get that Apple download of U2, the whole album?
I don't use Apple.
I think you can hide it in the background because I'm pretty sure I hid it, so I didn't have it.
It's the worst. It always kicks on. Who has an amazing head of hair? Well, I don't know. We can probably skip that one.
Yeah, nobody's sitting here.
Yeah.
How's your hair, Craig?
It's thinning.
It's thinning. What about you, Corey?
Receding and thinning.
Well, I've got it all.
Well, yeah, you
Like,
win.
This is like friggin' the Three Bears.
I mean, I still got some up there.
this one's
It's just fighting.
right.
It's just fighting a battle right now.
Yeah, no, mine lost the battle when I was 22. This is a weird question. Maybe just for me. Who would you like to watch working out in a gym?
Don't say Pokemon.
Oh yeah, no. Let's see. Who would you like to follow into a bathroom at a gym? Who would you like to watch working out in a gym?
Man, just the sheer. I'd like to watch The Rock for
Like
the
to
sheer
learn?
idea of what he is doing. Because the guy, I mean, granted, maybe yes or no, when he was wrestler, he took steroids, but I think the guy's legit cut, and the guy works out a lot. I'd like to see that.
Yeah, I could see just choosing somebody that you would learn stuff from. I think I would want to learn more, and it would be hard because, like, nutrition-wise, I would want to learn stuff, but The Rock probably eats, like, 6,000 calories a day for the amount of work he's doing. So, like,
All about his tequila.
Remember watching the Power? What was it called? It wasn't the CrossFit Games.
the guy with the ponytail that
was
did that
the-
rocker thing.
It was the man. It was like the man. Gosh, you were just. I think even the mountain from like. What is this? Something challenge? The something man challenge?
The Iron Man?
The Iron Man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No, what
We used to watch Iron Man.
I was gonna say Cliffhanger on Price is Right. It's an awesome thing.
The one that makes the noise when he climbs up.
Anyway, the Ricola little dude that
Yeah.
goes up there. Yeah, the Iron Man challenge where they
Yeah.
would like roll like they'd pick up rocks and stack rocks and they'd move like giant tires from monster trucks, like that sort of thing. That would be. I would never want to watch this guy in the gym though, but those type of competitions are super fun to watch.
Yeah. I used to watch those on TV, and they pull trucks and
Yeah,
lift stone.
Who looks good in anything? Me, Craig. Craig, what do you think of you?
You want me to say you also?
No.
You.
Well, I'm gonna revamp this question. We all have that shirt. We all have those jeans. We all have whatever it is that we know. We've caught maybe a picture that's been taken. We're like, whoa, that actually looks good on us. Of all the shitty things I've worn in my life, and I see those pictures. Those are terrible. This outfit looks good. Do you know an outfit immediately in your head
I had a sweet sweater vest at one time that I looked good in.
that you like legit looked good in? I don't read. It's too nerdy for me.
Let's see. I usually go that in my mind, nobody's ever told me this, but I like black t-shirts.
Yeah, I mean,
For some reason, I just go
slimming.
black t-shirt.
Yeah. Well, you're gonna get a full body cast one here at some point.
That's why I was saying this, because I really like to wear one.
How's cornhole going?
It's done. We're starting a new
One session done.
new league, new session.
How'd you guys do?
I think we ended up maybe
What was there, 8 games? We were 6-2.
yeah,
Yeah. And we should have been 7-1.
easily 7-1.
What happened? You guys
We just were not good that game.
you guys bonged it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one game was we lost. It was we could have won that game too. They were good, and we lost out of the third game of the match at the very end. It was like 21-19.
Yeah. It was fun. We'll see how this one coming up. It's we had to go a little earlier. We didn't get signed up in time, but there's 5 or 6 new teams that we weren't part of the other one. I think those guys might be playing it later at night. So I'm looking forward to it again.
Yeah, it's a good time.
All right. Well, good. Let's talk the tease. We were teased by a little story about how one little goofball that we like to call Craig, he faked his senior project.
I didn't fake it. I don't fake anything. If I can get away with stuff, I will do it, but I don't fake stuff.
Okay, so what'd you do? You got a freaking
story?
You faked the entire career.
The part of the story that I know of, so you did your senior project on baseball, correct?
Well, your senior project was supposed to be on something you don't know, and I said I didn't know that much about baseball.
Who was your teacher at the time?
She's still a teacher.
Is it Schaefer?
Yeah.
And
Schaefer remembers me. In fact, my daughter's in Schaefer's class.
My daughter had Schaefer this year too.
He comes
to... We're so cool.
He comes to the house, and he grabs me, and so I would have been 14, 13 at the time.
Yeah.
And there's a couple neighborhood kids we used to hang out with. It was Keith, he grabbed, and then somebody else. I forget who it was. He grabbed like 3 or 4 of us, and he took us down to Montgomery Park with a baseball bat.
He beat the crap out of you.
Well, he did that to me on the side. It was before we went. And he takes us there.
He starts stretching. You're like, whoa, you're not beating the crap out of me?
And he's like, we need to take pictures of me showing you how to hold a bat, showing you how to throw a ball. So he literally, his senior project was based off fake teaching 4 of us how to play baseball and hold a bat and stuff. He took pictures of it.
That's community service.
And it was maybe, I don't know, 20 minutes we were down there.
Oh, we took a lot of pictures.
We took a lot of pictures, but we took them all in 20 minutes.
And then he had to actually go get those developed.
Huh.
And then he had to go put them on a poster board. And then he had to write about each one. See this?
And I had to write what baseball was.
That was tough when you already played baseball your whole life.
And then he said pictures of you. He was like, I took this child. I think he was a part of some
He's a special program.
It's a Big Brother program.
Never even seen a bat before.
Impoverished community.
And to this day, Carrie's still upset about it.
Why?
Because he did all that and got a better grade than she did when she actually put her hours in and did the whole project.
She did like early childhood development and actually went to a child care and did all that stuff.
Yeah. Wow.
But I mean, is that really?
No.
Am I not smart? I didn't do it.
That was
It's
smart.
a bad influence because by the time I got to there, I faked hours because of you, because you set a bad example.
Did you get a good grade?
I did.
But what's the wait? Boom! I was a good influence then.
You were like this. I've never worked at a grocery store before, and so I'm going to go volunteer.
No, what I did is at the time, for some reason, I was thinking about becoming a teacher, and so I did a career of teaching versus career of surveying, and I was going to go job shadow each one and see what it was like. So I went and I actually job shadowed. I put the hours in with the teacher, and I job shadowed. I went with Mrs. Nolan.
Okay.
And I went and stood there and did all the job shadowing, and then I had to do the surveying. So I think I had to do 16 hours or 20-some hours. So I did the teacher hours. I went out surveying once with Craig, and they just gave me like a blank letterhead, and I never went back, and I just retyped it and printed it out on the bottom saying I had like 16 hours there. And I really just went one day where we just went to lunch, and like, I think we talked about it before. I went to lunch, and we went out in the middle of a field, and you had me hold a pole.
And you got a good grade.
I did.
So at the end of the story,
bad influence. I would have learned more about myself just putting the work in.
Yeah, Corey. You know, and people.
It's not about what life is.
About putting the work in.
And everyone out there that may be listening right now, if you made it this far, the 4 of you, I just wanted you guys to know what you get out what you put into it. And
I agree.
So if you put more into it, you're going to get more out of it. If you don't put as much into it, you're not going to get as much out of it.
Eventually, that bullshit's going to wear off, is what I'm saying. You can't bullshit your way through everything.
It has not happened yet.
Yeah,
but it
Craig,
will.
Craig has got like knee-high weight or like...
Your bullshit meter is going to run empty one day.
Man.
Hey, I'll tell you this, though. Can't bullshit a bullshitter. Just telling you.
Bullshit.
Have you ever been bullshitted before?
Yes.
That's incredible.
Well, I mean, I knew it was going on, but
Well, yeah, but so then you were not bullshitted, but you knew, but someone attempted to bullshit
Yes.
you. Have you ever been bullshitted?
Would you know if you were bullshitted? Somebody might have gotten to you. I don't think he knows.
I'm sure there's been.
Hold on, I'm coming.
Me and Corey are high-fiving. Dude, we were bullshitting this entire time. I know this is like the 7th episode, but guess what? It's all fake. I haven't even been releasing it.
This
Got
is a
you!
prank.
This is a huge setup.
This is worth our time.
Yes. Good job, guys.
You guys got me. So my senior...
Okay, so
What
yeah.
were you going to say? What were you going to say?
No, I wasn't gonna say anything. I want to hear your senior project.
My senior project, I planned a party. It was the Millennial 2000. I wanted to be like, you wanted to be a teacher. I wanted to be a preacher, and so I wanted to be like a Young Life huge leader where I would go tour with the other. So I had thrown a ring in the new year. January 1st, December 31st. We all went to the Bergerson's house. We had a lot of people. More people showed up than I thought were going to show up. I was surprised by it. And it was a lot of fun. We had like Justin Heater, Pat Thomas, that crew. We had a bunch of girls. And I had this like super... I'm not going to tell the story. But anyway, it's...
I think we need to hear it now.
Well, I had a super crush on this one chick there. And super crush. You guys like think of a crush and then supersize it. And
But you also want to be a preacher, so
yeah,
try
so
to
I'm
be
like
best behavior.
Anyway, I was like, this is so I mean, I'm going to tell. Who cares, right? Right? This is 2021. We're living our best lives. I was like gearing up for this pray in the new year. What we were going to do, we lit up fireworks. Now it's going to be, it's like we're people counting down. Well, we are praying it in. So we get in this large circle. I'm holding this girl's hand that I like. And I've like planned out this prayer that it's going to be a popcorn prayer with them. What that means is that it's going to be anyone can jump in and say whatever they want, what they want to pray for the next year. All that stuff. And I put together, like, this was like my senior project moment.
Were your palms sweaty?
My palms sweat, knees weak, arms and heavy. I had some spaghetti on my sweater. It was that mom's spaghetti.
Probably why it didn't work out with her.
It didn't work out. I was a sloppy eater. So I'm holding her hand and I'm about to start praying and she like squeezes my hand and she looks at me in the eyes and she like gives this like distressed look. Like a distressed look, and she runs away. Now, I am a, like, hormoned, like, I don't know how to talk to girls. I don't know what girls are. And now all of a sudden, this one just threw me a curveball. And so, obviously, her hand's gone, so I'm holding someone else's hand now. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like trying to, like, say this prayer that I memorized and trying to lead this thing. But I also want to, like, cut it short because I want to go find out why I just got that look. Like I thought, did I just piss her off? Like everything that you're this boy and you're insecure and you're like your crush that you were just holding hands with. Now you're like, oh, what did I do wrong? Did I have sweaty palms? My breath bad? Did I say something wrong? Why is she mad? And my whole focus is, if I'm going to be a preacher, I should probably focus on God. I should probably be focusing on the prayer, which is my senior project moment. And instead, I like cut it short.
Just said popcorn.
I'm like, dear God, thank you so much for this year, this millennial coming up, and we're just going to pray. All right, everyone, in Jesus' name, amen. And like, I cut it short so fast. As soon as it was over, I like tried to find her. Couldn't find her anywhere. Finally find her like 5 minutes later. And this is so, if you know, you know. But if you don't know, then don't worry about it. But I go and I'm like, go up to her. I'm like stressed, like sweating. And I go, what'd I do? What's wrong? Like, why did you run? And she goes, Aunt Flo like hit like right there.
Had nothing to do with you.
Nothing about me. And I'm like, that was a test from the Lord and I failed. Yeah, so that was my senior project. I was like gallivantly, but I failed mine. I probably got I didn't fail mine, but I probably got a decent grade. I remember stressing out about senior project. Like that was like oh my gosh, I better graduate. But yeah, so once I realized now that a bunch of people are just making up theirs.
We could have been the preacher and the teacher.
And the teacher.
Could have been a thing.
We can still do the podcast.
Yes, I'd like to hear that.
We'll go on the road with it.
The
featuring a preacher and a teacher.
Yeah, the preacher, the teacher, and the leecher. The creature.
Yeah, I was going to say, he had to come up with something to rhyme. I don't think he liked it.
I was trying to come up with something else.
Yeah,
cooler to rhyme with.
There's not much.
The reacher.
No, I mean I reach out to people.
Yeah. Trying to touch people. Oh, that didn't sound right either.
You get it. If you get it, peep. How do we just go from this like I'm praying in the new year to now talking about inappropriate touching?
You were reaching out and touching someone.
We did it.
That's how your life is went down.
That is exactly. That is who I am. That is my identity now. All right. Well, that was. We keep going, but any. So you faked that. Do you have any other questions where you fake things through?
Anything I can. I don't know.
Are you that type of a guy?
So
he's a shortcut type of guy.
Shortcut. Yes. I honestly think there are things in life you can't shortcut. I don't think everything is just all about shortcutting.
But a majority.
But there's a lot of stuff that if you sit and think about it, you can I don't want to say get away, but you can do stuff quicker and maybe better and not take as much time as a lot of people do and not worry about it as much.
So there.
See, I developed the opposite way because I had to, because he'd be taking a shortcut and then he didn't read the directions and then something would go on and then I'd have to read the directions and figure out what it was.
I think you can put a lot of things together without directions.
Not a shed, though.
Well, maybe not a shed.
But that was attempted.
It's like 90 pieces. It's like 90 steps.
It was attempted, and then I went over there and I was like, maybe we just read these directions that go with it. Those pieces don't go together.
Wait. At what point, though, did Craig try to shortcut it? Like, okay, you're right. We'll start that.
Before I got there, he had pieces together.
Well, yeah, but then it was like, okay, fine, we'll start at the very beginning. And then by like stage...
He just gets to like...
Stage 30, was he already trying to like shortcut it
Well,
again?
no, he started back at 1, but then he just... This is taking so long. Like, why are we still here?
But here's the deal. On a lot of stuff, right? You go 1, 2, 3. If you already looked ahead, you can do 7 and 8, lay it on the side, and you already can just be going even quicker instead of.
Except he misses in step 5 when it says don't do step 7 until you've done. Like he doesn't read that part of it, and then we go back and have to take stuff apart.
So when I was in Vegas, one of the last times I was in Vegas, we were getting driven down by a Uber driver. We asked, "Hey, is this what you do?" Like, this is kind of. Like, because we were actually, it was probably like 4 years ago. This is what you do? He goes, I do this, and I'm also an on-call IKEA assembler. And
that's a smart man.
Dude, that's insane. I didn't know that. Like, that would be like if we purchase something, it's like an IKEA Uber where they just send, like, okay, who's available, and then they just send that guy out, and that guy puts together whatever thing you bought.
Smart. He can do both. He can take you to IKEA.
He's just
assembling. You can buy something. He brings you home and assembles it for you. Double dipping.
And get dinner and new friend.
Yeah. Moves in. See, you bought bunk beds and I only see one of you. Can I live here?
That's a gigolo? No, this is just my IKEA assembly guy.
Man, yeah, that's what the guy did, and he said that there's some projects that you do all the time, so you get used to, you kind of know what your steps are. Where you don't get paid, you get paid by the project, not by the hour. So if you were putting together whatever this desk is, that's going to be $50. If it takes you 10 hours, you're getting $50. It takes you 10 minutes, gives you $50. So he said that you got to learn fast. He goes, the worst times is where you get dispatched or go to some place where it's something that you've never put together and it's like 150 pieces. And you're like, I'm getting paid $80 and I'm going to be here for like 6 hours.
I wonder how many things he put together just fell apart right after he left.
Yeah, I don't know. That was another thing. Yeah, it has to be guaranteed. He has to take pictures of it and say, okay, this has been assembled. But the one thing he did say is that there was one time that he just quit halfway through. He's like, I can't figure this thing out.
Hey, you're at step 72, and I'm leaving.
Yeah. Get somebody else.
I cannot. He said some of the manufacturing, he said at least for that one, it felt like the pieces were just not cut right. He felt like he had got some parts that probably weren't for this set, and he just said pretty much, call somebody else, I'm out. And he, like, even though he was there for 2 hours, he forfeited all the money. Like, they'll let you do that. They'll let you go, okay, time, I'm done.
Like they have a backup, like call in the righty IKEA guy. We need him to come fix what this guy couldn't do.
Dude, that was a long Uber ride.
Yeah, we got a lot of conversation.
Okay, so here's the thing. This is why it was a long Uber ride. It was our first time Ubering, and so we're like, oh, we're going to do the cheapest one. We didn't know the cheapest one is where it's like a
share.
It's like a share car. So you're getting driven around and you're like, okay, my spot's like 2 blocks that way. And like, we got to go 4 miles this way first to get this person, and then we're going to come back. It's like, just drop us off. We'll walk.
You trying to get on Cash Cab? Is that where they should film that?
Oh, Cash Cab. That was it. I would love to
on
go on Cash Cab. It's all time great. What are you guys' plans tonight? Are we guys hitting Cole Street? What are we doing tonight?
I don't know.
Not much.
I might, Cole Street. I might try to go down there tomorrow night.
I might try to go down there both nights.
Well,
not surprised.
Super Bowl, how was it? Were you guys like? I was impressed.
Yeah, I was. I mean, my prediction was spot on. So
49-0. I think I got mine right.
I will guarantee you that you didn't get yours right.
You'll guarantee it?
I guess I would
and
know that by now.
I'm going to throw some positive thinking out there. I won my Super Bowl squares. Amazing.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Drinks are on you tonight.
Yep.
Okay, we're going to Cole Street then.
Positive thinking.
I'm excited that we're opening up phase 2. Finally, do
20. Was it 25%?
Well, phase 2 would have happened on February 1st a while ago.
Well, I know. I'm just excited. I'm still excited. I'm living off that excitement.
Because we know we're not in phase 3 yet. So,
gosh, when is this going to get released? We got to release Baseball Guy.
Start a baseball season.
Oh yeah, we're skipping that one. Is he going to be mad? Is he going to be listening to this thinking that he's going to get it, and it's like 5 months later we're like,
no, I'll talk to him. I'll smooth things over.
I mean, March starts.
We can do it. I mean,
Spring League.
I just don't know how many people are going to sit through that entire episode listening about cards.
I
put a disclaimer out, like for card sharks, people that love cards.
I'm a part of like 4 card groups now on Facebook.
Just post it there.
Post it there, and it won't get approved by an admin. Like, this is the boringest, dumbest thing we've ever listened to in our lives. All right, so we got the 5th, 12th. I'm out of town the next week. So we're probably going to meet again on the 12th, I'm guessing?
Sure.
But not the 5th, right?
Sure.
You guys are busy?
Yeah, I got to work.
Oh, you do?
Is that next week? Yeah, I got to work late.
Really? You do late shifts?
Oh, yeah, I scheduled till 7.
Wow. Well, we could do me and just Craig, and we could just...
You guys can come down to the pros
department. We could have a guest host.
Oh. Boo.
We get another guy named Corey.
There are some out there.
Corey Egbert, and then I get Craig Egbert.
I won't even come then.
But you have to get them, and they have to just act like they're not. It's just a normal.
It's you guys.
Yeah. They just have to
like, so Corey, what do you think about the Colts?
Yeah. And he has to act like he's answering it.
So you have to listen to most of the podcast to understand how we are.
Yeah.
Actually, it's a fake podcast because we got you.
Equipment's not plugged in.
Oh, he's speechless. He's mad.
I've never seen him so angry.
Done.
He hasn't said a thing.
I'm not angry.
I think this equipment's mobile. Just come down to the pros department.
I could probably do that.
Record in there.
I could probably do that. Actually,
I'll give you a sample.
Real quick, 4 most influential players of the last 30 years.
And what sport?
For the NBA.
Well, I mean,
Jordan,
LeBron, and then from there you can basically choose who you like, I guess.
And how many last how many years?
Last 30 years, most influential players. So we're going to say 80s, right? 80s, 90s, 2000. Okay,
God,
yeah.
Kareem was pretty big.
Yeah.
Well, let's go 90s. We'll go since the 90s.
All right, Jordan.
Jordan for sure.
Well, it's got to be Jordan, LeBron are the top.
Jordan,
Too
LeBron,
influential.
Kobe.
I would say Kobe because
yeah.
Kobe's influence was more than basketball too. A lot of those guys like LeBron and Jordan are outside of basketball with all the products and their influence.
Jared's not going to be happy we said Kobe.
Well, he's got to deal with it.
I forgot to say RIP.
So the fourth one, thank you for not being a jerk like Jared Skelly is. Fourth one, would you say that it would be Shaq? Would you say that it would be Charles Barkley? Would you say that it would be? Well, I'm thinking of one more guy. I can see
I would
see
go
him.
Shaq before Barkley.
The Golden State Warrior dude.
Curry.
Would it be Steph Curry?
I don't think anybody playing right now besides LeBron would be on that list.
I think because Curry was like a fire. He was just hot.
But
And then-
he influenced people into like doing those long range threes and being okay with long range threes.
Yeah, but was that more of the offense they were? Because Clay was shooting three. Like a lot of those guys, that was the offense they were running. I mean, I don't know if the influence is as big as other names.
I think that as good as there was centers before Shaq, I mean there were some great centers, obviously. Shaq changed the way that position's played.
Yeah.
And I think I would, and it's not going to be on anybody's top four, but I would mention
Steve Nash.
Yeah, Steve Nash, of course. Well, he is in my top four. Dirk Nowitzki, about how he changed what European players were thought of, because you saw a lot more European players come over. And from what I remember, he was the first big European player.
Who was?
Dirk Nowitzki.
I was thinking of Tony Kukoc.
Kukoc was before him, but I never really thought of him as like a good player, I guess, even though he was like the best European player when he came over.
Right.
Back then, it wasn't like probably because he was overshadowed by Jordan.
And Pippen.
Yeah.
What about
Dirk Nowitzki was the first European player. I was like, oh, all right.
Sarunas Barcelonas?
No.
Anyway. Or wait, no, Vlade Divac.
Yeah.
But I would say Dirk was obviously.
I think Dirk made it mainstream, I guess, for what I was watching. And then all this. And I even hated some of them coming over too. Tony Parker, I hated.
All right, hey, so I got a question for you then, sports wise.
Okay.
We just in the last week they showed the Baseball Hall of Fame results.
Surprise!
Nobody's going in.
No one's going in.
What do you think of that?
I like it. I feel like it's like the stocks. It's like an FU to those people that were like Clemens. I can't believe like Clemens. There's a lot of these people that are like getting cancel cultured too.
Yeah, I mean, I would look at his career before, and it's Hall of Fame worthy before all that happened. And that's where the line is. It's getting taken away because he made a stupid decision, which is fine. I mean, I don't really, but they have Hall of Fame worthy careers. Clemens did. Bonds did. Bonds had a Hall of Fame worthy career before he broke that record. Like he was still.
See, the thing is, this is what without getting a ton into it, but Bonds never tested positive. His name has been out there. He's been associated with it. I have no doubt that he did.
The glove never fit.
What he didn't pass was the visual test of his head getting bigger.
But what I'm saying is,
and his balls shrinking.
How do you know that?
I followed him to the bathroom a couple times.
hey,
it's my invisible.
So next year, A-Rod and Ortiz get. It's their first time.
Oh, really?
They get voted in.
Yeah, A-Rod for sure.
Why? What's the difference?
I think if you don't,
A-Rod won championships.
Yeah, but if you
guy
don't,
was a stellar.
But if you're saying
if
it's
you don't
because
vote
of
Bonds or Clemens, you can't put A-Rod
yeah,
in.
it's because.
Are you kidding me?
Why
he has
not?
the same tainted
The argument
steroids.
is-
argument.
Barely tainted though.
It's not a barely, it's a yes or a no.
performed even after.
It's a yes or a no.
He tainted his legacy by what people are going to vote with, the same way that they're voting. Because, like I said, Clemens tainted his legacy, but the dude was a Hall of Famer before.
If Edgar Martinez is making it as a DH, then yes, I think
Edgar Martinez made it because he was amazing. He's just a good person.
And I'm not
Just a good
arguing.
dude.
I think A-Rod should be in it.
Dave Valley almost got it too.
But I think A-Rod should be in the Hall of Fame. But I'm saying is you can't justify not having Bonds and put A-Rod in. It's the same argument. Regardless if it was a little bit or a lot, the argument's the same. We're not going to allow you in because you did performance enhancing. So did he.
But barely.
It's a yes or a no. It's a
I barely killed somebody.
That's a horrible. That's a horrible other way of looking.
But I wouldn't argue against A-Rod. I think
they
should be there.
I think they should both be in.
But I feel like everyone, like now, anyone that has ever, like Peyton Manning, he was there when he got some special, like he was taking some like horse tranquilizer or whatever. Like
he went to Europe and got like some type of therapy.
But now is he out?
No, he's a first ballot. He's going in first ballot. He doesn't have he's not tainted like the other you're talking about.
He tested positive.
For
it
what?
was just a different fanfare.
For what?
He had like some PPEEE.
Are you talking about
I don't
scandal
think,
where he got stuff shipped to his wife that his wife was getting?
But I don't think.
Yes.
I think what you can't mix the
first
sports.
ballot.
You can't.
Oh, you think it was just his wife? His just wife was getting that.
He was trying. They were trying to get therapy stuff during his next thing, and he was doing the same thing. Luck did. Luck went over to Europe and got therapy.
That's what I'm
saying. That's illegal in America.
That's what I'm saying.
But it's not. It's not performance enhancing.
I think there's a separation in the sports.
It's either yes or no. If you say this or that, yes or no.
He wasn't on the same thing. He wasn't on PEDs.
And we're talking.
They're
baseball,
trying
to.
Sherman was on
steroids.
PEDs. Is Sherman not going to the Hall of Fame?
No, not if you're going to have that standard. Then.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm
but
saying,
Manning and Luck weren't. They were doing therapies.
Let him in.
Okay, I agree with you.
Okay. Do you agree
with what?
That Bonds should be in and the A-Rod should be in.
I think anyone that took PPEs,
they were protecting that equipment. I don't like Clemens, but I think he should be in. I don't like Schilling. He's the one that's on the fence for me.
But that guy's not. He's not even going in because of something he said.
Yeah.
Which again, dumb.
Yeah, that's why we need to be careful, guys.
He pitched with a bloody sock.
Pete Rose,
I think he had some catch.
Should be in.
Pete Rose should be in.
Yes.
Pete Rose should be in baseball, period. Like, that was the biggest jerk move of kicking him out like that.
I understood doing it for a while.
Right.
But at a certain point, somebody should have, like...
The guy's working for the freaking baseball network. The guy's working for... same with A-Rod. Like, they got to go in. If you're going to accept them at that, then you got to accept them in all
I think
things.
with baseball, there's a lot harder because there's a lot more unwritten rules with these guys of like respect and to the game and all this stuff that they follow for all these years. That's why he hasn't got back in, because of all these unwritten rules, and the commissioner to the next commissioner follows those same unwritten rules and doesn't allow him back in more than other sports.
Then are the Sonics ever coming back?
Are they going to be on PEDs?
Maybe.
Then yes.
All right, we got to wrap it up. That was a very spirited conversation. Thank you for not getting speechless, Craig.
Hey.
Not getting angry.
I have opinions.
And you're going to hear them.
Whether you like it or not.
They're my opinions, but for you, they're facts. All right. Thanks so much for listening, guys. Appreciate every single one of you, and please hit up all of us. And the same thing I say every week. Appreciate you, though, big time, loyal listeners. Have a great week, a great time. I don't know what we got going since the Super Bowl's over, so I'm just going to say go Mariners. We haven't touched the baseball quite yet. Go Mariners.
Go Mariners.
I'll say go Mariners. I don't have a baseball team.
Not yet.
Not yet, yeah.
Okay. But you seem to have a lot of opinions about who should go into the Hall of Fame or not. All right. Have a great week, everyone. Take care.
Goodbye.
Garage night. Bentley. Garage night. Bentley.